Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and stay tuned by clicking the bell icon. Inside the life of Outlander's Graham McTavish, Scottish Wedding, Sam Heughan bromance, and whisky venture. Graham McTavish has had a successful career spanning over multiple decades, but is now best known for his role as Dougal Mackenzie in Outlander. The Scottish star, 62, is an acclaimed actor who was born in Glasgow, before moving to Canada with his family, but later relocated to New Zealand as an adult. Graham has formed a niche for himself as a fantasy star with starring roles in Outlander, The Hobbit trilogy, House of the Dragon, and The Witcher. He has also loaned his voice to various video games and animated series over the years. The actor has formed a close friendship with his co-star Sam Heughan, even moving in together for a while when working on one of their many books. Here we take a look at Graham's life, from his start in acting to his lavish Scottish nuptials. Graham admittedly had no interest in acting, but was a keen writer in his early years. However, that all changed after he accepted a role in a play at school. Speaking to Miss Feelgood, Graham recalled, "The drama teacher at my school would often ask me to be in a play, and I always said no. I had no interest at all in acting, none. Then, on this one occasion, he asked me to be in a production of The Rivals by Richard Brinkley Sheridan. It was 3 days before the show, and one of the main actors had to drop out. So they needed somebody at the last minute, and to this day, I honestly cannot remember why I said yes. I suspect it was because there was a girl in the cast that I wanted to impress, or something like that. So I learnt the lines in 3 days, went on, and because it was a comedy, people laughed. Then, they applauded and I was like, this is great. I really rather enjoy this." Despite having a place at university, Graham got in touch with the principal at RADA to see if he was good enough to get into the school. He continued, "They wrote back and they said, yes, the principal has agreed to give you this special audition. I've still got the letter actually. Then I went in and I did it, and at the end of it, he said, well, if you were applying to RADA, you would definitely get through to the next round. Beyond that, it's difficult to say at the moment. But you got a place at university, so my advice is, go to university, do the 3 years, and if you're still interested, come back." He continued, "I applied for a postgraduate year at several drama schools, and I got into about 6 of them. In those days, of course, you got a grant to go to university. I got a grant, but I'd used it, and so they said, if you want to do a postgraduate, you're going to have to pay. At that time, it was just inconceivable, like, what? You expect me to pay? So I just said, no, I'm not going to do it. Instead, I did a play by Samuel Beckett called Krapp's Last Tape, which is a one-man show. I performed that, and that's how I got my equity card. I was around 23. Sam Heughan and Graham are well known for their on-screen characters in Outlander, but now are equally known for their bromance with one another and their witty banter. The two Scots actors became fast friends during their time on the hit Star's historical fantasy show, where Sam, 43, plays Highland warrior Jamie Fraser and Graham, 62, played Dougal Mackenzie before he met his demise. Since then, the two have co-written 3 books together, The Clanlands Almanac, Seasonal Stories from Scotland, Clanlands, Whisky, Warfare, and a Scottish adventure like no other, Clanlands in New Zealand, Cawiz, Kilts, and an adventure down under, as well as filmed 2 seasons of their travel show Men in Kilts. During a joint interview in 2021, Graham told Stylist about his first impression of Sam. Sam was really warm, charming, and supportive. Sam couldn't help making fun of their first encounter. Much like he did with this interview, Graham turned up late, out of breath, saying, "Oh God, I'm so sorry," he joked. "That's why I shook his hand. I've been waiting so long for him." Last year, Sam was interviewed for Square Mile by Lucifer's Tom Ellis, and the men took great pleasure in discussing their mutual friend McTavish and the first series of Men in Kilts. "It is a slightly dysfunctional relationship," said Heughan. "We bicker quite a lot, but I think Graham plays these characters who are quite masculine, quite aggressive. He's a character, he's well built. But in real life, Graham is a total teddy bear and extremely nervous around dangerous things. The joy of Men in Kilts was getting him to do things that he didn't want to do." Graham tied the knot in stunning nuptials at Borthwick Castle in Edinburgh, with his kids watching on. Graham, 62, met author and businesswoman Garen Story for 18 months before their wedding, and the pair got engaged in August 2022. Graham met his bride, author and founder of the skincare line Dora. Garen's on the celebrity dating app Raya. Speaking of the engagement to British Vogue, Graham said, "I couldn't wait to get engaged. I'm amazed I waited as long as I did before asking her." Sharing photos from his glamorous wedding, he wrote on Instagram, Earlier this year, I was lucky enough to marry this wonderful woman at Garantstored, yes. We celebrated in Scotland. Yes, in a castle. Yes, with my wonderful children, and yes, with a giant sporran. My youngest daughter, Hope, made the place cards. My dear friends at Polkavanag 64 and at Dugiro made sure everything ran smoothly, and as you can see at Duncan Lacroix's, took dancing to new levels. It was a wonderful, joy-filled day surrounded by family and friends. The couple chose the stunning venue just outside Edinburgh, after Graham eyed it up for another celebration. He told British Vogue, "I had already discovered Borthwick before I met Garance as a venue for my 60th birthday. Covid put a delay on that for 2 years, so it felt right that we devote a whole week to not only our wedding but my long-delayed 60th. Graham announced in 2023 that he was launching his own 7-year-old bourbon named the War Chief. The drink is reportedly the first celebrity-backed bottled-in-bond bourbon, a U.S. certification introduced in the late 19th century that guarantees that the spirit was produced by a single distillery, was aged for a minimum of 4 years in a bonded warehouse, and was bottled at 100 proof, 50% ABV. Announcing the news, he said, "I've been working on this for a while. It's something I am really passionate about. It's 7-year bottled-in-bond bourbon whiskey, which very modestly has my name on it. It's a dream of mine from when I was very young in Scotland, when I thought about the journey that I wanted to take in life, going to America, and the opportunities that gave me. This is the distillation of that experience. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy what I put into it, which is real passion, and it's bloody delicious," Slint, he concluded. If you liked the video, don't forget to like, comment, and share.